I now give the floor to the representative of Greece.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would also like to thank our distinguished briefers, Mrs. Voshornou, Director of OCHA, and Mrs. Bechtold, Deputy Director General of FAO, for their detailed yet sobering briefings. Mr. President, Sudan is facing a dire humanitarian situation and famine crisis. Greece fully shares the Secretary General's concerns about the rapidly deteriorating food security situation in the country, as highlighted on his December 24th statements. The findings of the report of the IPC Commission reveal a dire reality. Famine conditions are present in 5 areas of the country. More than half of the population of Sudan face acute food insecurity. These numbers underscore the gravity of the crisis and the urgent need for immediate measures to address the deepening food crisis situation. Mr. President, the link between conflict and hunger is evident in Sudan, and urgent international engagement is required to address this human-provoked calamity. Greece urges all parties involved to the conflict to focus on the following 3 critical priorities. Firstly, ensure unrestricted access for humanitarian aid. We join calls for the immediate removal of administrative and security barriers that hinder humanitarian operations. Safe and sustained access to famine-stricken areas must be guaranteed. Security Council Resolution 2417 of 2018 explicitly condemns the use of starvation as a weapon of war and emphasizes the obligation to comply with the national humanitarian law. Greece calls for regular monitoring of food insecurity and reiterates its commitment to pledge support for any future initiative, similar to our pledge in April 2024 in Paris at the International Humanitarian Conference for Sudan and its neighbor. Secondly, expand humanitarian assistance. The immediate scaling up of food aid, medical service and protection efforts for the most vulnerable is essential to support displaced population, host communities, and areas most affected by the conflict. This is especially true on the impact of the situation on women and girls, leaving them disproportionately vulnerable to violence, displacement, and limited access to essential services. These challenges demand targeted intervention to ensure their safety and well-being. At this point, let me underline, Mr. President, that according to UNICEF, the severe consequences of the crisis are particularly evident in the plight of Sudanese children. The protection must remain at the forefront of our efforts. Thirdly, cessation of hostilities and political solution. The ongoing Sudan humanitarian crisis risks further escalating and poses a threat to the already fragile regional stability with unpredictable, far-reaching consequences for neighboring states and beyond. A cessation of hostilities is crucial for alleviating the humanitarian crisis and stabilizing Sudan. Greece supports all efforts aimed at dialogue and mediation that are unifying and inclusive, and in this respect commends the work of the personal envoy of the Secretary General for Sudan, Mr. Ramtane Lamamra. We also reiterate our commitment to the sovereignty, unity, independence, and territorial integrity of Sudan. Mr. President, before closing, let me express Greece's support and solidarity to the Sudanese people. Now more than ever, they need a collective commitment to alleviate the suffering, and our efforts should aim at building a future of hope for Sudan and its people. We stand ready to engage further in this Council effort in this respect. I thank you.
I thank the representative of Greece.